This lens eats your modern lens for breakfast. Today we're talking about this one, the Sumar Rex 85. That's a super special lens that was produced by Leica from 1942 until 1954. There were roughly 4,500 copies made, of which a little less than 300 were exclusively sold to the German military. There were two versions of it, and all of them were made in M39 screw mount. The lens has 7 elements and weighs about 800 grams, which is pretty heavy for an M lens. Let's take a closer look at that lens. Yeah, that's a super large chunk of glass. Nice apertures. The barrel is focusing super smooth. Got aperture markings on both sides because the barrel turns. That's still clicky. Comes with a Ernst Lights UV filter. The serial number tells us that this copy is sold in 1954. There's a tripod mount attached, which you can unscrew. Comes with a metal lens shade, which lets you control the flare a little bit better, which is kind of typical for those vintage lenses. Can store it backwards, and it comes with a nice metal lens cap. Another thing that I really like to use on those M lenses is this close focus adapter by Light Lens Lab. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I bought it with my own money and I just like the way it works. It lets you focus closer with any M lens, and on this lens it gets the focus distance from 1 meter to about 60 centimeters. That's a nice little gadget that I really can recommend to anybody of you adapting M lenses to the Leica SL system. So next I'm going to put some pictures on the screen for you guys to see what I'm talking about. And yeah, let's take a look. At first I took some pictures at my friends at Mura Ceramics in Mannheim. And we had a nice backlit situation with not that much of out of focus areas behind the subject, but you can already tell what I'm talking about. It looks more like a painting. It's not too sharp. It's kind of subtle on these pictures. On the next one, you see what I'm talking about. That's my friend Nico doing a little welding. And it's still sharp enough. I put some dehaze on it to get rid of the super softness. But in the background, you really see where it shines. It looks so different to anything else I've seen before. When you look at them right, we're gonna zoom into that. It really looks like somebody's painted that stuff. Oh, and the next one, that's kind of my favorite. I've never seen that. If you take a close look at the little sparks that fly away, the way how it has a halo around it, I've never seen that before. Yeah. After that, I went to a lake just to enjoy some bokeh. And you see, it got some nice hard edges. Don't know if you enjoy or not, but to me, it's really pleasant. The background here behind that branch, if you go in there with all the lines, it's not something I've seen before like that. It kind of flares in a not uncontrollable way. And by the way, that's one major point why I adapt those lenses to my SL, because you can see where it flares, when it flares, and you can play with it until you got the flare where you want to have it. With those cows, you really can see the dreaminess of this lens. It got a certain feel. I cannot even describe it. With the bird, when we zoom in, you really can see the, even though I put some dehaze in it, you can see how it glows. But that has some charm. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like it. It's just super special. That's one of those special occasion lenses for when you really want to show off. Yeah, look at that. I mean the transformation from out of focus to that super painterly background. It's just so amazing. And I really think that's one of the lenses on my buy list. So now we come to the conclusion. Is this lens for everybody? No, it's definitely not. Is it for people that look for a special lens and are really into vintage Leica glass? Hell yeah, it is. Just to be clear, this lens is for special occasions. It's not your everyday lens. But in those type of situations, this lens eats your modern lens for breakfast and runs a marathon afterwards. I checked the internet for some copies and you can find them still on eBay. There's not a lot, but you can get them roughly around 3,000. But that's for the silver copies. And I haven't found one available right now in black. But if you can get one for a reasonable amount of money and you're really into special vintage lenses, you should get it, because I would. So that's the Sumar Rex 85 1.5. I hope you enjoyed another video. And if you did so, like and subscribe.